You can now call me King of Blind Buy. You're back to Room Fillers Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know me. I'm your host. My name is Charles. This is Room Fillers Podcast, your collector's podcast. Grabe. Ilang episode na to? Fourth, fifth, I don't know. I just jump in and kick into more and more episodes that you could listen to. Anyway, sinabi ko kanina, King of Blind Buy, very interesting topic in the fragrance community again. Blind buying. It's actually a sickness. And don't do it. No? But I'll just give you, tips on how I did it and what it turned out. No? And right now, officially, I'm at 100% collection wherein I blind bought everything and I kept it. So there will be times kasi that you blind buy then you resell it because you don't like it at the first few sniff. Some of the blind buys that you thought of, okay, not good, then after ilang wears, goods na sa'yo. But right now, my collection, my minimal collection, which consists of 12, is all blind bought then retained in the collection. So I'm proud to say I did it. Okay. And I'll give you tips on how I did it. Napaka-simple. 5 tips to blind buying. But so obviously kapag nagba-blind buy ako, first thing that I do is I set the budget. Initially, this is actually parang more of what? Because when I started blind buying, I have a limit like, okay, I can only blind buy like 1,000, 2,000 because, it's a waste of money if I don't like it. Then, there's some sort of feeling na it gets exciting and like, yeah, done that, good, solid, galing ko dun sa part na yan. Parang ganyan siya. When you like that fragrance and when you got to use and becomes your signature scent. So, that's my initial budget. And I'm gonna, just a general tip for those who will be watching this episode, you just set the budget. $100, $150 if you have, more money. You could go below 50, 30. But again, set the budget. So if you don't go over the budget, good, sample it, like it, then buy it. Setting the budget is like meaning, okay, I can only blind buy at $100 or less. If that goes more, I need to sample it first. That's an educated blind buying, I could say. Okay, next, very familiarity on the fragrance wheel, familiarity on Fragrantica, familiarity on Parfumo.com, base notes, those things. So in general, so let's say if I will, like right now, if I'll be searching through the net, share ako, medyo figure out ko konti. Let's say I'll go to Fragrantica, it's my Fragrantica page. So right now, I'm looking at the perfumes that I currently have. You're at my Fragrantica page and what I currently own. So ito na lang. So since majority of my fragrance right now is leaning towards darker side, ito na lang ang dalawa kong fresh. Tatlo, paubos na to. This is Foulade and Rasasi Always Someday. Ito na lang yung mga daily drivers ko. I need to look for daily drivers. I'm looking at Kajal. So I always check the notes. Ayoko nung sobrang bluish type of fragrance. Not a fan, sorry. Ito, blind buy ko to, obviously, because it's not available here in the Philippines. And I'll just look at the notes, check, reviews, and this. Then I think it's good for me. Hence, I'll blind buy that. And obviously, I need another Middle Eastern house that I'm looking at. Though, ang dami ko ng woody, warm, spicy. Pero, who cares? I love Ajmal. So, I'll also blind buy this one. So, that's how I do it. I'll just check the profile, look at Fragrantica. I get familiarize myself with the fragrance wheel and what it tries to do. Checking out the scents, siguro check out the notes. I mean, who doesn't love cardamom and apple and pepper notes? And obviously the amber, the woody notes and patchouli. I love patchouli. So obviously this one checks for me. For Kajal, looking at again this a very heavy citrus top notes. Again, then there's peach, lavender, and woody sweet notes, another patchouli, sandalwood. Those check my personal taste. Hence, that's a good candidate for blind buying. Diba? Ganun lang kasimple. Ganun lang kasimple mag-blind buy. I check those notes. How I do it, that's it. Now, we could trust the artist and perfumer. I am not into this deep space. I know one reviewer also in YouTube, Ralph Kimson, who is also into this type of thing wherein he gets the story, the artistry, the perfumer itself, yung kwento, the background into this. Then he blinds buy stuff or check and try those stuff. I'm not into this. You can follow those perfumers and check what they do, then blind buy those stuff because you trust the artist and the perfumer. Now, other type of blind buying would go on actually trusting the house. So like I do, if Nishane release something, parang okay, it's a good fragrance because Nishane have released out of house. But in my perspective, personally, in terms of the house that I trust after I've smelled 1, 2, 3 fragrance of what they do, and the fact that they have a Guinness World Record, most niche, whatever category, Arabian Oud, guys, come on. I'm watching Troy right now in his YouTube channel, and there's nothing that he said badly about owning Arabian Oud, and that's the price tag of a good performing, smooth, well blended house. So it doesn't, goes to super luxury like Spirit of Dubai type, but more on as luxury still. But it's a good bang for the buck on terms of that level. So Arabian Oud goes for, I don't know, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15,000, even more. But trust me, worth it. After I bought a Seal Special Edition by Arabian Oud, sabi ko, nung binline buy ko siya, kahit alam kong mahal, ang galing ko mag-blind buy. Sobra. That's the feeling I felt when I smelled that fragrance, that, petrichor accord, that ozonic note that gives off the vibe of the smell before it rains. Sobrang galing na pagkaka-execute. I'm not really a fan of super sweet fragrance. It has a good balance of sweetness, some ozonic accords, some fruitiness, overall good package. You can trust the house, and for me, my personal take, you can trust Arabian Oud. Okay? And let's go for the cheaper side. I'm a fanboy of Rasasi, especially their Oriental line kasi they have 2 lines, no? You could trust the Oriental line from Rasasi. Notable, pop, not, I don't want to go to Hawas Eyes. Please, come on, guys. I can do better than that. I can give you more suggestions than that. I'll go for Egra. I'll go for Always Someday. My favorite, and actually mostly first emptied scent, Shagaf or Nafaisal Shagaf. You could go for their more expensive line, Rasana, Kasamat line. You can go for their Layukawam line. Those ones, Rasasi, if they would release something, it's gotta be good. That's for me. Some are not that good, but majority, like let's say that like about 80% good, 20% bad. But I haven't smelled so far that I've known a Rasasi fragrance that's bad, that it's popular at the same time accessible in the market. Again, that's me. And lastly, in tips of blind buying, and sakit ng lahat, they blind buy because it's hype. It's because it's popular in the market. They pay the premium to be first. They have it, pay more to be first, than just because of the hype. That's the worst thing you can do in blind buying. And I blind buy, but I still watch reviews. No, that's the difference. Though it's a complete blind buy, I check Fragrantica, I check YouTube reviews if it's possible. I check, community tabs to check their reviews. I check Reddit, no. So, but the bottom line in having this, blind buy thing is don't get into the hype. It's very simple. Some of the hype might be sponsored, or some of the fragrance that are into the hype are not the type of fragrance that you are into. A lot of reviewers would say, this is the best thing in the line, the elixir, this and that. No, I just don't, because I don't like those type of fragrance overall. So I might get into some hypes, but I let it die down first. Let's say the X line of Nishane is very, very expensive. So I'll just wait it to, gain more popularity and less price before I blind buy some, or even blind buy. Okay, but yeah, that's it for my tips from your king of blind buy. I could name myself that, because again, 100% of my collection is now coming from a blind buy, and I kept it in the current rotation or collection. Thanks guys for tuning in. Stay safe and keep on collecting.